In honor of the new iPhone launching, I decided to write a little poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. The iPhone is new and comes in blue, but I only have black. Thank you. I've been working on that one all pandemic. In front of us today, we do have the new iPhone 13 Pro Max. Just another attempt from Apple to make fat stacks. We're gonna see if it cracks, but not with an axe, smacks, or axe of attacks. The first thing I've recognized is that Apple's mechanized a thin strip of paper for the seal, which for me has quite the appeal. By removing the exterior polyethylene, to which the cardboard it previously clinged, Apple has eliminated 600 metric tons of plastic. To me, that's fantastic. Single-use plastics are trash in more ways than one, since to degrade takes 500 trips round the sun. I'm sure it's mostly a move that improves Apple's margins, but at least now we'll have less garbage filling up grandkids' gardens. Yeah, surprise, Apple did something that I hearted. It might be the last time, though. Let's get started. Another thing, besides the packaging including less plastic, is that there's still no charging brick in the box. Apple says this is to reduce waste, which is totally valid, but I also think that Apple realized they couldn't make a better charger than Anker, so they just quit. The Anker Nano Pro is 45% smaller, looks better, and charges faster. With 20 watts, it gets an iPhone to 50% charged in just 25 minutes. That's why Anker is the official charging partner of Jerry-Rig Everything. Inside this little brick are temperature sensors and a powerful turner chip that can adjust the current in real time for optimal charging. Anker's Power IQ 3.0 charging does work with other USB-C smartphones as well, so I'll leave a link down in the description if you need one for your own device. If you're thinking to yourself that, wow, this iPhone 13 looks just like the iPhone 12 and the 11, you're definitely not wrong. Apple probably noticed that people weren't upgrading when there was only an S next to the number, so they've changed to counting up with a whole number each year, even if the minor improvements are only letter S worthy. Can't blame them though, they are a business after all. And they've tapped into the human psyche better than any other business on the planet. The $200 billion in cash that Apple keeps in the bank proves it. One thing that is impressive though, which last year's phone also has, is the ceramic shield front glass. Yeah, it still has scratches at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7, but the level 6 scratches are so faint compared to other phones, it really makes me think that ceramic shield is a super solid improvement over normal tempered smartphone glass. It's important to remember though that glass is glass and glass can break, no matter how many buzzwords are added to the name. Apple would really rather you not protect your device since they make money selling new phones, but you can stick it to the man with a screen protector. It's much easier to replace a scratched or broken screen protector than it is a whole iPhone display. I'll leave a link for D-Brand's tempered glass screen protector down in the description, but since this is a durability test, we can't have any cheating. So I'll remove that screen protector I just put on. One subtle design change that most people probably wouldn't notice is that Apple has moved the earpiece up a little bit and stuck it to the frame of the phone instead of attached to the underside of the glass. This will definitely make the teardown a little easier. The little metal grill is super solid and won't be falling out on its own. The sides of the iPhone 13 Pro Max are made from stainless steel, which at a Mohs 5 is a much harder material than aluminum, which is about a Mohs 3. The sound it makes is a little different as well. The power button is still metal, along with the top of the phone. It's hard for my stainless steel razor blade to even bite into the stainless steel sides of the phone. I'm a fan. I like the metal mute switch over here on the side, as well as the metal volume buttons and metal SIM card tray. One thing that Apple doesn't tell you though is how water resistant their phone really is. They say it's IP68, yeah, but not all IP68 rated phones are created equal. My own phone, for example, a Note 10 Plus, achieved an IP68 rating by sitting 1.5 meters deep in water for 30 minutes, like most every other smartphone. Apple, however, leveled up by putting their phone 6 meters deep for that same 30 minutes, 4 times the depth that smartphones regularly get tested at. Next level and pretty impressive. Of course, we still have the lightning port down here at the bottom, but thanks to new UK regulations, we should start seeing USB-C here pretty soon. The UK has now standardized cell phone ports across the board. I do like the textured back glass. And finally, the camera. Another thing that Apple has incrementally updated this year. I still think they should have just called this the iPhone 12s. The top camera is a 3x telephoto lens, which is 0.5 times more zoom than last year. Yeehaw! There is the 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera in the middle, and a 12 megapixel normal camera at the bottom. It does have a LiDAR scanner, which is pretty cool. One thing that's not cool, however, is that Apple is still bragging that they have sapphire crystal covering on their camera lenses. They've never really talked about this in real life, nor does it benefit them in any way to keep mentioning it on their spec page. 1, because it barely registers as sapphire, and 2, it's not pure as we've seen in my other video. And even more importantly, it has none of the protective properties that do come with pure sapphire. I accidentally started this test with a level 9, thinking it was 6, so let's just jump down to the wide angle. The regular wide angle camera lens clearly has scratches starting at level 6, 7, and 8. While we know from other sapphire screened phones, like the Kyocera Duraforce Ultra, that real sapphire doesn't start scratching until level 8. Apple either needs to ditch their sapphire claims or find a real sapphire supplier. Another thing that Apple doesn't mention very often, or probably should mention a little bit more, is that every Apple Store data center and operations facility are all carbon neutral. Apple has been using a small portion of their $200 billion cash reserve, about 3%, to invest in environmental projects around the world, restoring the rainforest and building green energy plants to counteract their entire carbon footprint. This is way cool, and I think every business should do this. And I don't want to sound indignant, but imagine what Apple could do with 4%, or even 10%. I don't know if Apple is saving up to buy the moon or what, since they are currently worth more than entire countries, like Canada, Italy, or Russia. I'm just not really sure what they're waiting for. The nice thing about this 6.7-inch 120Hz ceramic shield display is that for some reason it's not burning under the heat from my lighter, which lets me talk for a really long time. Even though my phone was undamaged by flame, keep in mind that I buy my own devices, so my mom doesn't care what I do with them. But if your mom just bought you a new iPhone, and you take a lighter to it, you might not be around to watch my next video, so leave the professional burning stuff to me. The oleophobic coating is probably evaporated. I would test the fingerprint scanner if there was one, but there's not, so let's move on to the bin test. Since the iPhone 6, Apple has really improved in the rigidity department. The apps are quivering a bit in anticipation, and if you listen closely, there are a few subtle creaks and groans as it gets bent, but no catastrophic damage. When bent from the front, we have no additional sounds, and the phone remains super solid on all 4 sides. Another solid device from Apple. We'll have to see how much larger that battery is during the teardown. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. This iPhone 13 Pro Max survives my durability test. How often do you replace your own phone? Let me know down in the comments. If you need protection for your device or a charging brick from Anchor, I'll leave those links down in the description. Come hang out with me on Instagram and Twitter. And thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.